The Advent on Channel 12 by C.M. Kornbluth. Originally published in the November 1958 issue of Star Science Fiction Stories number 4, and republished in countless anthologies ever since. It was not until 1976 that it was included in a collection of the author's short stories called The Best of C.M. Kornbluth, and by 1977 could be found among all his work in a book all science fiction lovers should own called His Share of Glory, The Complete Short Science Fiction of C.M. Kornbluth. In Frederick Pohl's introduction to The Best of, we're told that the author, along with his 2 young boys, never missed an episode of the Mickey Mouse Club, wearing the hat with big black ears and singing along with the beloved theme music, as were most other kids across America in the late 1950s, and that experience gave inspiration for this, what would be Kornbluth's final story just before dying of a heart attack at the young age of 34. It was nominated for the 1959 Hugo Award, and is all the more amusing and spooky today, that is, in the early 2020s, because Disney, what has quickly become an evil propaganda machine, is now experiencing the well-deserved downfall of its own making. Read by Darrell T. Smith II for my channel, Quasar Spectra. The Advent on Channel 12. It came to pass in the 3rd quarter of the fiscal year that the Federal Reserve Board did raise the rediscount rate, and money was tight in the land, and certain bankers which sate in New York sent to Ben Graffis in Hollywood a writing which said, "Money is tight in the land, so let Poopy Panda up Periscope and fire all bow tubes." Whereupon Ben Graffis made to them this moan: "O ye bankers, Poopy Panda is like unto the child of my flesh, and you have made of him a devouring dragon. Once was I content with my studio and my animators when we did make 12 Poopy Pandas a year. Cursed be the day when I floated a New York loan. You have commanded me to make feature-length cartoon epics, and I did obey, and they do open at the Paramount to sensational grosses, and we do re-release them to the nabes year on year without end. You have commanded me to film live adventure shorts, and I did obey, and in the cutting room we do devilishly splice and pull frames and flop negatives so that I and my cameras are become bearers of false witness, and men look upon my live adventure shorts and say, Lo, these beasts and birds are like unto us in their laughter, wooing, pranks, and contention. You have commanded that I become a mountebank, for that I did build Poopy Pandaland, whereinto men enter with their children, their silver and their wits, and wherefrom they go out with their children only, sandbagged by 1,000 catch-penny engines. Even this did I obey. You have commanded that Poopy Panda shill every weekday night on television between 5 and 6 for the Poopy Panda pals, and even this did I obey, though Poopy Panda is like unto the child of my flesh. But, O ye bankers, this last command will I never obey." Whereupon the bankers which sate in New York sent to him another writing that said, "Even so let Poopy Panda up Periscope and fire all bow tubes." And they said, "Remember, boy, we hold thy paper." And Ben Graffis did obey. He called unto him his animators and directors and cameramen and writers, and his heart was sore, but he dissembled and said, "In jest you call one another brainwashers, forasmuch as you addle the heads of children 5 hours a week that they shall buy our sponsors' wares. You have fulfilled the prophecies, for is it not written in the book of the space merchants that there shall be spherical trusts? And the Poopy Panda pals plug the Poopy Panda magazine, And the Poopy Panda magazine plugs Poopy Panda Land, and Poopy Panda Land plugs the Poopy Panda Pals. You have asked of the motivational research boys how we shall hook the little bastards, and they have told ye, and ye have done it. You identify the untalented kid viewers with the talented kid performers. You provide in Otto Claude a bumbling father image to be derided. You furnish in Jackie Whipple an idealized big brother for the boys and a sex fantasy for the more precocious girls. You flatter the cans off the viewers by ever saying to them that they shall rule the 21st century, nor mind that those who shall in good sooth come to power are doing their homework and not watching television programs. You have created a liturgy of opening hymn and closing benediction, and over all hovers the spirit of Poopy Panda urging and coaxing the viewers to buy our sponsors' wares. And Ben Graffis breathed a great breath and looked them not in the eye and said to them, were it not a better thing for Poopy Panda to coax and urge no more, but to command as he were a god? And the animators and directors and cameramen and writers were sore amazed, and they said one to the other, this is the bleeding end, and the bankers which sit in New York have flipped their wigs. And one which was an old animator said to Ben Graffis, trembling, O chief, never would I have stolen for thee Poopy Panda from the Winnie the Pooh illustrations back in '29, had I known this was in the cards. And Ben Graffis fired him. Whereupon another, which was a director, said to Ben Graffis, O chief, the thing can be done with a 2-week build-up. And Ben Graffis put his hands over his face and said, let it be so. And it came to pass that on the Friday after the 2-week build-up, in the closing quarter hour of the Poopy Panda Pals, there was a special film combining live and animated action as they were one. And in the special film did Poopy Panda appear enhaloed, and the talented kid performers did do him worship, and Otto Claude did trip over his feet whilst kneeling, and Jackie Whipple did urge in manly and sincere wise that all the Poopy Panda Pals out there in television land do likewise, and the enhaloed Poopy Panda did say in his lovable growly voice, Poop, poop, poopy, and adoration ascended from 37 million souls. And it came to pass that Ben Graffis went into his office with his animators and cameramen and directors and writers after the show and said to them, it was definitely a TV first, and he did go to the bar. Whereupon one which was a director looked at who sate behind the desk that was the desk of Ben Graffis, and he said to Ben Graffis, O chief, it is a great gag, but how did the special effects boys manage the halo? And Ben Graffis was sore amazed at who sate behind his desk, and he and they all did crowd about and make as if to poke him, whereupon he in his lovable growly voice did say, Poop, poop, poopy, and they were not. And certain unclean ones which had gone before turned unbelieving from their monitors and said, Holy gee, this is awful. And one which was an operator of marionettes turned to his manager and said, Pal, if Graffis gets this off the ground, we're dead. Whereat a great and far-off voice was heard, saying, Poop, poop, poopy. And it was even so. And the days of Poopy Panda were long in the land. Filtered for error, January 18th, 36, pp. Synod on filtration and infiltration. O. Claude, PPP. J. Whipple, PPP.